Welcome back, everyone. I'm Scott from HZadeducation. Today, we are focusing on the PTE Academic writing section. We're going to look at what the test is actually assessing from you, the exam test taker. We're also going to look at how the scoring works and how we can use clear, reputable formats or templates in order to make your exam experience easier and more standardized, so you know how to get high marks. The writing section comes at the beginning of the exam. It can be up to 40 minutes maximum, and it's combined with the speaking and writing part. Now, remember, this is an integrated exam, so your score will come from all components. Your speaking, your reading, your writing, your listening, and they do group them together. Now, in reality, the exam for the writing part is assessing a few things. It's looking at how quickly you could understand the question type, if you can select relevant ideas from the exam or from the question, then you have to organize them logically. Now, organization is a big component. Now, in my experience, a lot of students lose marks because they're thinking that length equals quality, and it doesn't. The exam is quite structured. So we're going to look at why these templates work and how you're going to use them intelligently. So I'm Scott from HZadeducation. Every week we upload videos to help you with PTE Academic. If you're using it for work purposes, immigration purposes, education purpose, it doesn't matter. We're going to help you with behind the scene tips and strategies to help you get high marks. Now, if you're looking for private English classes, you can check out the link down below. We have lots of qualified teachers that can help you with that. But let's continue with the writing section. The first part that you will see is called Summarize Written Text. Now, this is a one-sentence summary, and it takes you 10 minutes. You'll have between 1 or 2 question prompts. The biggest challenge a lot of people have with this section is that they are not processing the text correctly. So you have to read the paragraph. It's kind of long, and you have to take out information, understand it appropriately, select the key information without altering the meaning of the text, that's important, and compress it into a short sentence. You want to spend majority of your time analyzing that text and evaluating some key components of it. I recommend that you ask yourself these questions while you're reading it. Who is the main subject? Generally, that's in the first sentence. Who or what? What are they doing? What are they trying to achieve? Or what is the process that they are proving here? That will be part of your sentence, and we'll look at a template in just a second. But the final thing you want to ask yourself is, how are they going to accomplish this? Now, that how is important because that will help us to create a compound or complex sentence. Definitely, this will need to be a compound complex sentence in order to get all of it. You can write up to 75 words maximum. Now, just keep in mind, if you write less than 4 words or more than 75 words, you will get a 0 on this part. During the exam, you will have a copy, cut, paste, as well as a word count section. Use that word count very religiously. Do not go over 75 words, you'll get a 0. So using the example that I showed before, we're going to first look at how are these ideas connected. Already I've identified that the first subject is universities. If I want to see what are the cause and effect connections, how do they contrast, or how does it explain some result, I'm going to read through it once, twice, or thrice, 3 times. I'll read through it so that I can understand all these parts. So let's take a look here. Universities are the subjects. We know that the subject is experimenting with AI, artificial. I see the word yet, so this is contrasting something. Artificial is good, yet it is bad. So it's contrasting 2 things. And then it provides me with a lot of examples. This helps to support our reasoning or support our ideas. And just wait, because I'm going to give you a template that will make this come together very nicely. So then I'm going through, I'm seeing that it helps to prioritize study plans, teacher, but it warns that also unregulated use may widen achievement gaps. So I'm still seeing that contrast. It's good, but it's bad because. Keep that in mind. Then we go on to see what is it trying to accomplish or how will it accomplish this? And I can see that it's going to accomplish it using some responsible guidelines. And eventually, these responsible guidelines should become a part of standardized higher education. Now, what I want to do is start to write my compound complex sentence. Writing a compound complex sentence means that you need to have some good connecting words, like which, because, while, although. These words will help you to make a long sentence. You can also use a relative clause. That would be very nice in this type of sentence. So for me, I put it down to the passage explains that while AI can personalize learning and reduce teacher workload, comma, universities remain cautious because, now we have because, unequal access and missing ethical guidelines may widen achievement gaps. Meaning, so this is the how or the therefore, meaning responsible and fair integration must come first. The text explains the main idea, showing how example 1, example 2, which ultimately suggests that. Or you can say, which proves that, or therefore indicates that. So if you've answered those 3 questions provided before, writing your sentence using this template won't be very challenging, and you're guaranteed to get higher marks in the exam. Now, it's really important to note that in this part of the exam, summarize a written text, they are scoring you on a few things. But if you misrepresent the text, you will get a 0 for this section. So it's quite important that we first understand what are they trying to prove and how can we summarize that. So don't misrepresent the text. Now, the exam does use AI algorithms to mark your exam. So the algorithm is assessing your main idea, your accuracy, cohesion, and your grammar. Spelling does count, and there's no spell check on the exam. So if you're unsure of a vocabulary word, just don't use it. Let's go on to the big boss, write essay. This is 200 to 300 word essay. You'll have 20 minutes to do the entire task. Yes, it is the longest writing section of the exam, the biggest part in period. Now, of course, they're looking for things like organization, range, logic. But what does that really mean? In general, I will say that this PTE academic exam, they do not care about creativity. They care about clarity and structure. So your ideas don't need to be brilliant, but your sentence structures, your logical thinking, and your organization need to follow some type of structure. So let's get that template. It is imperative that you have multiple paragraphs. Introduction, 1 to 2 body paragraphs, conclusion, and we'll follow a structure within that. I'll give you that towards the end. Let's look at an example like this one. All essay questions will look something like this. At the very beginning, they're going to give you like a background about the story. Now, all of the PTE academic prompts that I've seen are broken into 2 parts. The first one is 1 to 2 sentences where it gives you an introduction about the subject. The next 1 to 2 sentences is the most important. This is where it gives you the task question. Now we're going to look at 6 different task questions. All of them are from an argumentative essay. So if it's asking you to compare and contrast, you must compare and contrast. Take a look at this one example here. 200 to 300 words. Recent reports show a rise in academic misconduct among university students. Some argue that stricter monitoring systems should be introduced, while others believe universities must focus on improving student support instead. Most important part down here. To what extent should institutions prioritize punishment over prevention in addressing academic misconduct? Can you identify what kind of argumentative essay it is? Well, this is to what extent. Now, like I mentioned, there are 6 different types of questions you will see in the exam for the essay. The first one is an opinion, agree or disagree. It might sound like, how far do you agree with that? You need to choose 1, agree or disagree. Advantage and disadvantage. Sometimes the question will ask you to explore both, advantage, disadvantage. Sometimes you need to argue 1. Pay attention to close words like, what are the advantages and disadvantages? What are the advantages or the disadvantage? A problem solution essay is what kind of issue is addressed and what can we do to solve it. Often, pretty much always, you need to address both. What is the problem? How can we solve it? Cause and effect essay. What is the cause? What affected this? What is the impact of it? Generally, you have to explain both. Sometimes it might ask you to evaluate both sides, discuss both views and give your opinion. Or lastly, a compare and contrast essay. Today's example asked us, to what extent should universities prioritize punishment over prevention? All right, I know you're looking for a template because this is a long essay. It's 200 to 300 words. We do a lot of videos on writing templates. So please check those out if you want a full detail sentence for sentence, word by word on how to map out your writing section. But let's take a look at a quick overview. Your introduction paragraph must state your opinion. It must state your advantage and disadvantage. Answer the question in the prompt. In the body paragraphs, you're giving ample amount of examples. Lots of details, lots of examples. Use the format CER. Claim, evidence, reasoning. Conclusion paragraph can be short and brief, but it must be very concrete. That means you must have strong, assertive words. Try not to say, I think perhaps. Rather, you can say, it's essential that. These strong assertive verbs will help to prove your point more. So in the writing section for the PTE Academic exam, there are two parts: summarize a written text and write essay. This will be the most intensive part of the exam. If you're going to take the PTE Academic test soon, comment down below which part you are most nervous for or what you would like more information, more details on, because we make videos every week helping you. If you found the information in the video helpful, please go ahead, like the video or subscribe to our channel so that you get updated with our latest videos and just so we can stay in contact for the future. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you again.